Morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Let me know if you can see my
Good
screen.
night. Yes.
Hi.
You can see my screen, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So,
Good morning.
Morning. We're going to establish some rules here. For the session trading, we're looking to be conservative, the H10 to match the H3 in color, and then start looking for in this case, a low of the session to go long. Okay.
Mhm.
Simple enough rules, right? I'm looking for participation here. So,
Mhm.
yeah, so let's start with the usual suspects. Euro Aussie. Euro Aussie is set to go long, but has to establish a low of the session for us to take a trade. We have a 3-ball on the H4. So this should be a good long trade once the low of the session is established. I'll just make a note here. EA. Okay. EuroCAD. Same thing. And it's going to be a little slow because I'm going through the writing with you guys, but it should be very quick. This is not in sync. Euro GBP, waiting for a low of the session. Euro Yen, same thing, waiting for low of session. Euro NZD, same thing. So all the euros seem to be waiting to cycle down. And euro dollar, same thing, right? It's waiting for a low of the session. Let's look at the pounds. Pound Aussie, not in sync. Pound CAD, nope. Pound Swiss. Okay, so we're waiting for a higher session on the pound Swiss. Okay, pound yen, not in sync. Pound NZD just got out of sync. So it's an iffy. Pound dollar, waiting for a higher session. And I'm just going very quickly through looking at this and then looking at that, okay? So it's a first glance kind of thing. And this one, you can look at it for 4 hours in a 2-ball retracement. So we are looking to go higher, but it seems to want to go short. So we have to keep an eye on this, but it's not clear what it wants to do right now. But I'll put it down. If you guys have any comments, please feel free.
Well, my first comment is that in this pound dollar, actually, I was looking for long. H10 was blue when I started looking, and the H4 you have a 2-ball retracement
Uh-huh.
in the bottom. So my thinking was looking for long, but I'm completely trapped in that trade. So I'm going to get out. So I noticed that we have two methodology to look for trades. So looking in the 4-hour with the balls and the H10, and now we are looking in this session for H10, H3, right?
Yeah, I mean, the first glance is the H10 and H3 match. Then you look at the H4 to see what it's doing, right? And here's a 2-ball retracement. So you're right, in the long term, it looks like it wants to go, finish the 2-ball and then come down, okay? That's what the H4 is telling us.
Okay.
Now, if I did this here like that and said I'm looking for a long, the H10 is not ready.
Okay.
Turn of the day, the H10 got ready, right? And you go back to the 15 and say, okay, H10 is ready, but this is not the time to trade. So I look for a 1-ball, and here's my entry right here. This is on the 15-minute, right? This is yesterday, right?
Right.
When we get to today, what is the H4 doing? H4 is still long, right? This is where you were.
Right.
And you look at the H15 and say, okay, where is my trade now? Is there any sync? It's synced up right there, right? This is probably where you went long.
Right.
And you see you're in a 2-ball retracement.
Mm-hmm.
You say, okay, fine, this is 3-ball here, 2-ball, and then you got a 2-ball established, right?
Right. Right.
I would have
Actually,
been out.
my stop loss is below the 2 balls in the bottom.
This one?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
it almost
So
took me
once
out.
I saw this 2-ball, I would have moved my stop loss to below this. And that way I wouldn't have been trapped, because I don't know whether this 2-ball is going to go higher or it's going to take me out, which it did. So if it had gone higher, I would have protected my account. I would have kept moving my stop loss and trapping profits. But in case it jumped down, then I would have not have been trapped. I would have taken a loss and said, okay, I'm going to establish myself again. That's the trick of the technical trade. The stop losses that you were talking about yesterday.
Right.
Remember in the simulation when I was doing I was moving, as soon as the ball appeared, I would move my stop loss to break even or close to it.
Okay.
That's basically what it is. You're protecting your account at that point, because you don't know what it's going to do.
Right.
It's already showing its intention that it's going to turn down, but you don't know if the momentum is going to carry it up. Right? But as soon as this happened, or even this, right?
Well, actually, I'm still long.
I know, but as soon as this high of the day was established.
Yes, this is the high of the day, right? Of the session. Yeah.
You should be, high of the session, sorry. You should be gone from the trade.
Right.
But I mean, if you're trading the 4-hour, yes, you're still in the right direction. You just gotta set it out. You're not that far off anyway, right? You only were 5 pips down.
Yeah, I'm like 5 pips negative at the moment. Yeah.
So you should be okay. And your stop loss is 11 pips.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Anyway, so
yeah.
I mean that's trading. I mean that's individual trader tolerance. All right, USD CAD. No. USD Swiss. These match. So we're looking for
short.
Yeah, we're looking for a short right now. So H4 is a 2-ball retracement. So this is a possibility. Okay, Swiss. USCN. USCN is not in sync. Gold, not in sync. Any other currency you want to look at?
Gold. Yeah,
Just look at
that's
gold,
gold.
right?
Yeah.
It's not in sync.
I see silver that Clark he likes now to trade it.
Yeah, silver is also not in sync,
I think.
right?
Mhm.
The Aussie is trying to go short, but we have to get a new high of session. This is a 3 ball, but may be taken out, right? This is Aussie is getting strong. Aussie Swiss, not in sync. Aussie Yen, not in sync. Aussie NZD, not in sync. Aussie dollar. It's a very quick glance to see which pairs you would be interested in. No. No. Okay, Swiss yen looks like it wants to go long, right?
Right.
But this has been going for a while, so it may be a reversal. Okay. If this was below 0 and going above 0, I would have said, okay, that's good, but it's already above 0. So it could be turning around. And we can see a 3 ball here. I'm not going to put that on my radar. New Zealand CAD, not in sync. Yeah, Swiss. Okay, it's another one that we are waiting for high of the session. Okay. New Zealand yen, not in sync. Not in sync. Okay, so we've gone through all the pairs. Which 2 would you like to pick as a group?
The big mover,
Huh?
Euro Aussie, for example.
Euro Aussie, okay.
Euro Yen.
Yeah, okay. So those 2, right? And we're only going to look for 2 pairs.
Mhm.
Anybody else?
No, those look good.
Okay. So Euro Aussie. Euro yen. Okay. This. Take this down. Okay, so for both of these, we're looking for, well, for EA, we're looking for low of session, and EJ also, yeah, for both of them, we're looking for a low of the session. Go back to the 5. Which means the H1 needs is cut out of sync. Now it's trying to go long. Are we going long in these? Low of session. Okay, we're waiting for a low of session. So basically, we need to have the 1-ball retracement done here. And Euro Yen is doing a 1-ball on the 4-hour. You just need to have a low of the session established to go long, right? 4-hour. Just want to make sure. It's doing a 1-ball retracement, so it's going short. Yeah, it's going to be a counter trend trade. Okay, so now it's a matter of patience. This thing changed colors, didn't it? It was blue. While we're waiting, do you have any
everybody
questions? Go ahead.
Oh no, just got in not too long ago. I was
Oh, okay.
seeing what everybody was doing.
Hey, not bad.
Right.
So you picked the EA and the EJ. Waiting on lower sessions for each one of those
Oh, okay.
to take a trade.
Okay.
And
But
we had
what
check-
question, for example, the ERC, the H3 change?
Yeah, it's flipping
Yeah,
back and forth. So if the H3 no H you mean the H10 change, right? The H3 was already blue. So if we get everything in sync, of course your mindset needs to go then to a short, right?
right.
Right now we're looking for a low session to go long, but H10 is not cooperating.
Okay.
And same thing here, we're waiting for an, see this bothers me, right? The H3 has already been going for a while above zero. So
And why do not choose the two pairs yourself, Rajiv, as you are trading? So we're going to follow.
no, this is a group session. This is not a single person pontificating, right?
Okay.
As a group, we picked the two pairs.
I understand, but for the moment, I think you have more experience than us choosing those pairs that are high probability, and we are learning. I don't know what the group say, if they are agree that Raji can choose there's two pairs better. I don't know.
So your Aussie is too new here. You're bad. Express. Yeah, I wouldn't have picked the Euro again just because of this.
Okay.
You can see he's got a one ball that has to retrace all the way and then go up.
Okay.
I would probably picked all the others. Swissy. Yeah, this is probably the one I would have picked. Swissy. Waiting for a
look-
higher session. and then come down.
Look at the Euro New Zealand. It's forming a 1-2-3 ball.
Yeah, you know, wait, you have to wait for a low of the session to go
Yeah.
low.
Yeah, for London. Yeah.
Yeah, so this would be another one that's he's below zero.
Perfect. Okay.
Yeah, so let's do that.
Okay.
Euro New Zealand here.
Thank you, Rajit, and thank you
Yeah.
to ask us. But I think for the first session, let us the expert to to do that.
Yeah, so this is a better pair.
Okay. Thank you.
Correct. Into it. Okay.
And I think you also have the EuroCAD in case.
Yeah, I mean, since the EA is flopping, right? Let's take a look at the EuroCAD. Okay, EuroCAD is much better, right?
Okay.
Again, it has to finish the two-wall retracement, give a low of the session, and then take a trade long. Okay.
Okay.
So let's just look at these two. This is in a 2-ball retracement on the 4 hours, so that looks good for a long. And this one is kind of flat, so we'll make some pips, but we'll see what it does. It's in a channel. Let's just do 4 hour. Yes, since we have time, I'll do the fibs. The deep retracement. So it should go up to here. And this is 4 hour trading, so I'll set the target if you're going long term. That should be like 135 pips. That's the Euro New Zealand. It's gonna wait for the right moment. And this one's right in the middle of the channel. I don't know. Could go either way. So this is iffy. It's actually doing a 1-ball retracement within the channel, so it could go higher. And that's what we are banking on. And this is a 40 pip trade, right? Pips. Also done a deep retracement. Once it breaks out, target is up here. Nobody's asked me why I'm doing my targets the way I'm doing it, but it's okay. If it breaks out, our entry will be somewhere in here where it is right now. That'll be a 70 pip trade. But again, that's long term.
Okay.
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 Just wait. Any other observations, questions? It's now a patience game, really. Anybody use currency meters?
Sorry?
Anybody
do.
use? Okay, so what is the weakest currency right now?
CAD. No, sorry. On 1 minute, CAD is going down. Pound is yen is the weakest on the volcano, and it's at the bottom of my 15 minutes. So
Okay,
yen is the weakest, and then followed by CAD. Aussie is strong, and the trend is trending down. So my question would be, shouldn't we go down from the ball?
or which one? Aussie yen?
Aussie, Euro New Zealand, or Euro Aussie. Those two, they are strong and strengthening.
Yeah, so we are looking at the Euro CAD and the Euro New Zealand, right?
Euro New Zealand should go down from the currency meter.
Correct. So Euro New Zealand, that's what we're expecting to establish below the session.
To go
So it
down.
goes below 0 and then becomes blue. And this 1-ball retracement will be done.
Mhm.
That's what we are waiting on. So this is remember, this is a Asian session that has done 46 pips already.
Mhm.
Okay, which is higher than our 30 pip 35 pip standard. It's not that much higher,
Mhm.
right? So really what we're looking for is to come down to the Asian low somewhere over here and then bounce.
Okay.
Okay, so
Because H10 going up and yeah. If you go look at the currency meter, you should go down, but we're expecting to go up. Yeah. Okay.
well, by the time it gets down here, the currency meter might change.
Mhm.
The currency meter is just, it's a lagging indicator. Let's put it that way.
Okay.
Yeah, and same thing here. This still hasn't shown you a red bar histogram.
Mhm.
So it's still struggling to come down, even though the H1 is showing that it's starting to turn down,
Mhm.
right? So you just got to keep an eye. You're expecting a 2-ball to come down, but you're not showing any indication on the price that's going to come down.
Mhm.
So this 2-ball might be taken out. Okay, it might go higher and then come down. So you just got to wait for the right conditions.
Mhm.
Make sense, guys?
Yes.
Yes.
We shouldn't be jumping into trades just because the currency meter is telling us that it's doing something.
Mhm. Okay.
Completely right.
It's going to be a very boring session, I can tell you right now. We're playing a waiting game. There's a lot of time for discussion. If you guys have questions, it'll keep me awake. It's freaking 2 o'clock in the morning here. See, 2-ball got taken out. Just to the new high.
Well, I'm doing my best only to watch only 2 pairs. We close everything. So
Oh, are you in a virtual private VPS?
sorry?
Are you using a VPS, virtual private?
No,
system?
I'm not using VPS. No.
Okay.
I should do when I get funded. Maybe I'm going to do that. Yes.
Right. See what happened here. The H1 turned colors and the 2-ball got taken out. Okay. And if you don't see red bars appearing, this 2-ball is still in danger at that point. And that's what happened here. We saw red bars appear here, went back to blue, but the one ball seems to be pretty established on the Euro NZD. And the H1 is still showing that it's going lower. So this one has to reestablish itself. Keep in mind, we're not getting a trade today. Okay, I'm not expecting that, but it may happen. And it will not satisfy RH to be in a trade. And Deborah, you got up early.
Yes, I did. I set the alarm.
By the way, Deborah, this is the same thing you would do before the US session. The same kind of analysis. Okay.
Yeah, I like how you went through it very quickly. You looked at the H10 and H3.
Right. And then once you picked out not picked out, but once you see which ones are in sync, then you look at the H4 to see where it is in the price trend. And then pick the most recent turnarounds on the H4. Meaning, where is the price in comparison to the turnaround ball, 2-ball, 1-ball, 3-ball. And see the direction on the H4 and pick the two pairs from that and just wait. Asian session, I think we did the same thing, right, Santiago? And if you notice, the Euro Aussie took off in the Asian session. All the yen pairs that we looked at took off. So if you were trading the Asian session, you had some nice trades. Now look at this. That was a nice trade in the Asian session. How many pips is that? 40 pips. The trade would have been here. 34 pips.
Pound yen had a nice move.
All the yen pairs, the yen got weak, so all the yen pairs shot up in the Asian session. Euro yen, pound yen, New Zealand yen, Aussie yen. I think the USD yen was the only one that didn't move. Now you see, you're back to trying to establish a low of the session. So we still don't have a red bar here. Okay, this is how you're reading your charts. Your momentum is still not to the downside to finish this two ball. You keeping an eye on your pound dollar there, Rafael?
I want to really be focused in this.
This is another good sign that it's gone below zero. That this one ball is going to hold. I'm anticipating that there'll be a blue ball again down here before it gives us the low of the session. Okay, that's what I'm looking for. Similarly here, I'm looking for a two ball to get my low of the session to go long. That's a nice trade too. Can give it as many pips. 15 pips, 11 pips, 11 pips. Only a 19 pip box. The other thing you could do is, like we did on this one, we looked at it and said, well, this is in a range. It's up to you whether you want to trade something like this or not, right? On the 4 hour. And if you have more than two pairs that are giving you the sync between the H3 and the H10, you can go through the 4 hour just to see what the price action is looking at like, right?
So
Go ahead.
here we are in the middle between balls. It's something which will talk against taking the pair because it's
but
so.
we're trying to go long,
Mhm,
and it is trying to come lower, so give us a better entry, right?
mhm.
So right now it's above the 50%. It's in the discount pricing, as they call it. if it was somewhere down here at 23.6, that would be the premium price. So I'm just going to draw a line there and see if we get there. This is the area we're trying to enter at to go long.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
See how that pans out over here. So that means I was going to take this ball out. But it may not. So this is another entry area right here. The 38.2. Anything below the 50%, any turnaround below the 50% is a good area to enter. Okay.
So if it came down to that spot, would you enter even if the bars at the bottom were not
No,
color?
no, I'm just saying if the 2-ball finishes in this area, right?
Mhm.
And I get a low of the session over here. That's my confirmation that ball is going to hold. Otherwise, it might just take the 3-ball out.
Okay.
If it takes the 3-ball out, it's okay. Then I'm going to wait for this area to see what happens. Right?
Right. But you're going to make sure everything syncs up before you actually enter the trade.
Yeah, I'm mixing technical trading with the indicators. And this is part of our anticipation as to where it's supposed to go. Let's see, we got a blue ball here already, right?
Mhm.
And we are in a premium, right? 11 points, whatever, right?
Yep.
If you look at that, this one. Look at the price action. This is almost down to the 0.
Mhm.
We are really in the premium area to go long. Okay. It's a very deep retracement. Okay. So anywhere down here in this area, as long as it doesn't take this out and turns around and gives us a low of the session, then I'm just waiting for my sync to go long. It's a lower risk trade than if I took my entry over here blindly. Let's say over here. I know the 30 minutes not lined up, but let's say over here. I still got a few pips out of it, but I would be in the position that Rafael's at with the pound dollar. And I'm now down 4 pips, where I was up 12 pips. Now, if I was doing the trade, I would take it and taken my 12 pips off the table and then wait for my 18 pips, right? Or even if I got out over here, or I made 5 pips, 6 pips, so the ball showed up.
Wouldn't you take the trade short on 1 minute?
Which one?
And Euro New Zealand, it's going short.
Well, I mean, yeah, you're waiting for the low of the session, right?
Mhm.
But these are telling us we have to wait. This is okay. Now see, this is flipping, and that will happen.
Mhm.
These are all flipping because this is a deep retracement here,
Mhm.
and we can anticipate that. And that's the other reason you wait for the low of session to be established,
Mhm.
because once it starts to go up, these are going to change colors back. So Deborah, this is part of your answer to your question about flipping colors, okay?
Right.
Now, since we are mixing the technicals to see where the price should be turning around, where's the premium entry and all that, right? I mean, if you were doing order blocks, I don't know how many people do that. Your order block is down here on the 5 minute.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So once it enters that order block and turns around, now the order block people will just take an entry here. They could be taken out over here, but they would just take an entry. We are refining it further by saying, okay, if it enters here, doesn't mean there's an entry. We got to wait for our system to tell us where the entry is. And maybe a worse entry than the order block, but it's a safer entry. That makes sense?
Mhm.
Yes.
I mean, I don't know if you guys have started to realize yet, but this system involves all kinds of technical systems without even realizing it. I don't know if I said it correctly, but when you're looking at this flipping colors and saying, oh, geez, what's going on? You know, don't worry, you're waiting for a situation to happen before you're going to take your trade. If this doesn't fit your situation, you're not taking a trade anywhere. So let it flip, let it do what it wants to do. It shouldn't freak you out that it's flipping colors. This may not come down below zero, it may just saddle and go. So this is already done is, or I'm anticipating it's already done is one ball, and it's at a very premium price. Make sense?
Yes.
Look at how this is moving. After it took the two ball out, it took the stops out, the Asian stops,
Mhm.
and now it's going on its way. And this is what the market makers do all the time. They'll pop it right above this, take all the stops out, gather their contracts, then go on their way, come down here, take the stops out, and then turn it back. So this three ball may move a little bit once they take these stops out. I think somebody said they're learning patience through the system. Deborah, I think that was you, right? Learning to be patient.
Yes.
That's what it is. You get paid to wait in this business. You don't get paid to just have a trigger figure.
Right. I got into the bad habit of going in the middle of, after the saddle and 2 or 3 bars later, and it's like, oh, it looks like it's going up. I think I'll enter here.
Right.
Then it turned around.
But you're not using all of your knowledge. I mean, I'm sure through the years you've picked up your knowledge just by listening to different people and looking at different systems.
Mhm.
But they all teach one aspect of it or the other. They don't put the whole thing together. That's really up to you to do that. And we are attempting to do that here. I mean, we only show this part, the sinking and sinking, but we don't explain what I just explained about the premium price and all that. And how do you anticipate that this might get taken out, things like that. Those are nuances that you pick up as you go along. Unfortunately, I don't have a lifetime to teach you that, right? I mean, that's something that you can pick up as you trade, your observations.
Right.
And you call this a system really, but it's not. It's the base part of the system, which stacks your knowledge on top of that, and then that's what makes it usable.
Okay, we have a change color in the 30-minute Euro New Zealand.
Say that again, I'm sorry.
Euro New Zealand, we have a color change.
Where?
30-minute.
Yeah, I mean, so you're anticipating that you're going to get a low of the session or a saddle over here.
Right.
But you got to wait for that, right?
So let's say, okay, it's changed again. But if I have to prepare the trigger, and let's say where you are going to set your stop, if we have everything syncing, let's say,
right here.
yeah, okay, perfect.
Now between this 2 pips and 8 pips, I might just set it below this.
Okay.
Just to be safe. Let's give it a little bit more wiggle room. Technically speaking here, right? Between this and this, you're still in the war zone, okay? What I call the war zone. Prices can go up and down, up and down, up and down. Till it breaks this, it's not changing the trend. There's no break of structure till it goes higher than this, right? All we are doing down here is trying to get the best entry based on what we have. Got it?
Mm-hmm.
So in order to do that, we're trying to minimize the risk that this might take this ball out. And that's the reason I keep saying, 8 to 10 pips, if we should be able to risk that much. If you're not willing to risk 10 pips, you shouldn't be taking the trade. You understand where I'm coming from? Anybody?
Yes. Mhm.
This account, you got to manage your account. You got to manage the money that you have. You earn that money hard way. Shouldn't be just willing to give it away. It's controlled risk. I've done it. Believe me, I've done it many times. I've blown many accounts.
Mm.
If you haven't blown an account, you haven't really traded. I've been cavalier about it for the past 20 years that I've been trading. Because I was working, I could afford to lose big accounts. And too much to my wife's, what do you call it? Not impatience, but she was watching me doing this. She didn't care at the time either because I was making enough money. But I got kicked in the butt when I retired. But regardless of whether you're working or not, you gotta manage your account properly.
Can you go to the 1 minute in New Zealand? We have like a filter crossing the 5 minute. In the 5 minute. Yeah.
Makes no difference. My H1 is still not giving me the low of the session.
Right.
That's why I'm on the 5 minute, but I don't want to go through this crap.
Okay. That's very important, Brigitte, because I was showing my screen during the session in the 1 minute, and
Yeah, once I get a blue bar, here in the middle of the 1 hour period, then I can drop it to the 1 minute and start anticipating an entry. But right now, what reason do I have to go to the 1 minute? Do I have a reason?
No.
So why should I sit through all those fluctuations and get a heart attack? I really don't even need to be on the 5 minute. I can be on the 15. And just chill, right?
Mm-hmm.
The only reason I'm on the 5 minute will give me an earlier indication. This will change faster than on the 5 minute than on the 15. And look at all the colors changing back and forth. Okay, it's 15 minutes turning up. But the 1 hour is still not agreeing with that. At the end of this session, I would like some comments about whether this suits your trading style or doesn't suit your trading style or something, I mean, if you would provide feedback, that would be great.
Are you talking about the actual system waiting, or
No, it's
are
just-
you?
Yeah, I mean, that's
Getting
part of it,
together.
right? I mean, it's the style of trading that I'm showing over here. Yeah, how do you feel? Whether it suits your mindset or, you know what I'm saying? I mean, some people get impatient and say, okay, this is taking too long. And some people are willing to wait, and say, okay, I'm just going to wait for a best entry, which is what this system does, wait for the best entry. But just some feedback,
Right.
As long as you give explanation why we are waiting, it's okay.
Yeah, but my information is one-sided if you don't ask questions.
Yeah.
This is not a one person pontificating the system. It's all of us get together, trading,
Mhm.
seeing what we're seeing. All of us have different points of view. I'm just telling you what I'm looking at.
Mhm.
Doesn't mean that you agree, right?
Yeah.
Now, see, some people will be panicking here. Oh, yeah, one ball is done. We should be going long. No, each one is still not telling us to go long. This may just come back. And if you miss a trade, you miss a trade. So what? There'll be another trade. As long as these two keep in sync, we have our direction. That's the important thing.
And then if everything changes, you keep an open mind and,
Yeah.
maybe go short.
Yeah, I mean, our bias is long, obviously, because we got a 2 ball on the 4 hour.
Mhm.
You got a premium entry kind of, right? 11.6% on the fib. So everything is telling us to go long, right? Even if you're looking at order block, this was an order block entry here. And you would be up 8 pips. I can't read, sorry. And you could do that if you want, because this is a premium entry. If you took the entry down here with an 8 pip stop loss, nothing preventing you from doing that. In our system that we are propagating or talking about, we are waiting for the shore entry. Okay,
Mhm.
because the H1 needs to turn or give us a low of the session. And that may mean fewer pips. But again, account will be managed properly at that point. See this turn from red to blue. This is blue. This is still not blue here.
Should he think you enter?
What's that?
assume the 1 hour change color.
Yeah, once the 1 hour changes color, and this is like somewhere in here, for example, right?
Mhm,
It's not a fresh cross, but it's in the middle. I'll wait for a fresh.
okay,
But if you have two big stop loss,
Right.
you will wait for the
Right.
next entry.
Correct.
for example, at this point, I have my management tool, and I am 13 pips from that board, so retracement board.
From here,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So from the price, from the current price.
right. Yeah, so there's no entry here right now.
Okay.
That's what you're saying, right?
And but if I have the blue, everything sinking, 13 pips is too much,
Correct.
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And this thing moves like 100 pips a day. So
Yeah.
if you're taking a 13 pip stop loss, that's 13%, right?
Mm-hmm.
Normally you would like to keep it under 10%, which is 10 pips. But 10 to 15 is still manageable, right? Because you can still make about 80 pips on that. So that's still a 1 to 6 almost trade if it maxes out.
Mm.
You can do, I mean, you know what the ATR is for each of these, right?
Yes.
So once you know what the ATR is, then you say, okay, my stop loss should should be no bigger than 10 to 15% of the ATR. I just say 5 to 10 pips because that's just easier to manage. But I mean, some of these things move 200 pips, like the pound New Zealand. If you have a 30 pip stop on that, it's still within your 15% of your ATR. It's not good account management at that point. Okay. If anything up to 100 pips, I would live with 10 or 15 pips. But if it's more than that, I can make more, but I could lose more. Then it becomes, perfect entries kind of thing, so that you minimize your risk. Well, just so you know that I only look at the top 6 to 8 pairs that are doing 100 pips ATR every day. Okay, I don't look at some of these lower pairs that make only 50 pips a day. That's just too painful. If you're just doing 50 pips on a day, 10 pips stop loss, that's a 20% on my account. And then it's only a 1 to 5. It's still manageable, but I have to max the trade out in order to make my money. I'm just telling you the way I look at stuff. Doesn't mean you have to do it that way.
As pound is more unpredictable, don't you choose more euro pairs?
Choose more what?
Euro pairs, euro Aussie, euro New Zealand. They are also
I have the gold, which does like 300 pips a day. Then I have the pound CAD, the pound Aussie, euro New Zealand, pound New Zealand, and I think the pound yen. Those are usually the 6 pairs I look at because they're all doing above 100 pips as an ATR.
So you don't choose euro over for pound because it's more stable.
No, because if it's not moving, and
Okay.
I'm trying to get 30 pips on 2 pairs,
Yeah.
why am I wasting my time?
Yeah. Okay.
All I'm looking for is one good move in the European session and I make my 30 pips. Now that's my management. I mean, that doesn't mean that you guys have to do it that way. Your time frame may be 4 hours, not down here in the 15-5 minutes. If you're a swing trader, your mindset is different than if you're a day trader. So did you take the trade at Euro New Zealand, Rafael?
No, no, at all.
Okay.
No, no, no. Do you think it's so hard to watch 4 pairs in your?
It's not hard, but since we are starting out, right? I didn't want to be all over the place looking at 4 or 5 different pairs. It's
But I
better
mean-
to get the idea set in your mind,
Yeah, but
develop your trading style, and then
Yeah.
expand the pairs.
okay. Visually, I think it's easy to watch 4 pairs in your monitor. I think, no,
Yeah.
or this is the setup that you used to use when you are trading.
Yeah, I mean, it all depends on whether I want to take add-ons or not, right? If I'm taking add-ons, I don't like trading more than 2 pairs.
Mhm,
Because I can't manage my add-ons in 6 pairs.
mhm,
I can't keep my eyeballs moving to 6 pairs to
Right.
see where the add-on is coming. If I'm not taking add-on, I'm just taking a single trade, yeah, then you can do 6 pairs.
Okay.
Now, if you
Okay,
could develop a robot for this thing, yeah, put it on all 28 pairs. Go to sleep.
Mhm.
I don't trust robots.
Good morning, Fatu.
Good morning. Good morning.
Morning, Fatu.
Good morning, Ajay.
Morning. You missed the whole initial setup.
Yeah, I was here around that time, but I'm trying to connect all this time, but I manage now, so I think it will be easier now from nowadays because I have everything now set and I have the Zoom now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you guys notice, the link is always the same because I don't change my meeting ID. Meeting ID is always the same.
Okay. Good.
If you can't find, you can actually, what do you call it? Bookmark.
All right.
Look at what happened.
Is
Look at
it?
what happened.
Yeah.
This is going to take this 2 wall out again and never give us low in the session. So see, I mean, you shouldn't be panicking about this at all. Take the 2 wall out, then come back down. Take the two, they keep doing this, the market makers. You can say this is doing an M, right? If you don't take this out, it'll do an M.
Mm.
And then come down. That's the market maker method. Or our trend is long, so it can do whatever it wants up here. We don't care. I'm combining some of the technical stuff that is out there with what we are seeing and how we trade. So a lot of people who say, "Oh, this is forming an M. Just going to wait for, this is a spike here. Up to the middle somewhere over here.
Mm.
Drop below that and then take the trade. Because that's the 50% rule on a spike. But then your stop loss would be 5 pips, which is manageable, but it's more than likely going to take out. Look at this. What happened here?
Change color.
Yep.
So we have the low of the day.
Low of the day.
The high.
Oh.
This is flipping, right? I mean, look at the slope on this thing.
Yeah.
Flat. There's no direction. It's about to take the 2 wall out. took the 2 ball out. By the way, this is in the discount area. This is not a good place to enter long anyway. It's above the 50% of the fit. So everybody understand what discount area and premium area mean? I know I'm throwing terms out there without really asking whether you guys understand what I'm talking about. Anybody have questions about that, or you're good with that when I use those terms?
I thought when you bought at a discount that was good.
No, premium is when it's good.
Okay.
Discount means you're going to get less than what you anticipate. Premium is this is primo entries.
Got it.
The H1 is right. Deborah, you would be freaked out by now. Blue to red, blue to red. What do I do?
Mhm.
Relax. See, these bars change colors from blue to red on this side. It's turning out to be a boring session.
Oh, it's very different.
7 minutes to London Open. Maybe there will happen something.
Look, the way I look at it, if I don't trade, I haven't lost any money. We are so used to losing money that that should be a sign of relief. Got through another day without losing money. This whole system is designed to keep you out of bad trades. It doesn't mean you won't lose any, but you'll pick your trades. And you'll be happy if you lost with the amount you lost because you managed your risk. I shouldn't say happy, you'll be better off mentally.
The psychological says when you sit like 1 hour, 2 hour, you feel like you have to take a trade, but like you said,
No.
you don't need to.
Put your hands under your butt and sit on. Okay?
Yeah.
You don't need to press the mouse button.
No.
And we are stuck in the market really was what it is. Waiting for the best conditions to enter a trade. Look at this again. People who took the trade down here and saying, okay, I was up 11 pips, now I'm only up 4 pips, let's get out. And that mentality is then not a trading mentality. That's gambler mentality, really. This thing is really hard. This just keeps flipping. See, the red ball was here, then it went over here, now it's over here. It's like end up 1 pip here, half a pip here. See what the market makers are doing?
Mhm.
They're just pushing it higher. There are probably stops all the way up to here. And they'll keep pushing it till they collect their contracts. Now, if this all turns blue with a red ball up here, would I be taking a trade?
No.
No.
I could, but I would put my stop loss right below the low. Okay. 3 pip stop loss, because if it goes below the low, it's broken structure on this price action anyway. With the 2 ball or 1 ball or whatever ball up here, I'm not going to risk it turning around going the other way, because it could do that. Just like it did on the pound dollar for Raphael. But I'm not going to. I'm going to wait for the retrace to finish. That's the long term look at this. But this is going to keep playing. Let it play. I don't care. Am I answering your query about stop losses there, Raphael, as to how I place my stop losses?
Yes, yes. I'm learning. Because really that has been very difficult for me to know really the best place to set my stop loss and not be out and safe.
Let's put it this way. Do you prefer to lose 30 pips in one trade or 3 pips in multiple trades, but still not lose 30 pips?
That's a good question. I think I prefer like one time 30 pips.
Mhm.
And I know I don't have to be in front of the computer trying to know where I have to get out, or I have to re-enter again. If I get out, I have to re-enter. And that's what happened with the pound dollar the other day, that I wasn't in front of the
Right.
computer, so I moved my stop to break even. Well, the panel did for me.
Right.
And I couldn't take another entry. And he took me out, and then he went in my direction 100 pips, you know. So he took me out in
But-
break even. And
Let's put it this way. The trade that you took, were you happy that it moved to break even? Or did you kick yourself that it got out of break even and went by 100 pips? I mean, you didn't take the second trade, so you shouldn't feel bad about that.
Yes, if I should let my stop loss at the beginning and accept my loss. That's I think is my thinking, because I know that one good trade for me in my case,
Right.
that I'm looking always 1 to 3, or at least one good trade is going to recover that loss, because
Right.
I'm really controlling my risk in my stop loss. So I don't know. That's really a debate. It's a fighting that I have. If I'm going to let my stop where it is, or if I'm going to move it. It's really a fight, because it's more the pips that I'm missing, moving to my break even and losing dollar, that when I don't move it. Because when I don't move it, or they don't take me out, or because they are in a good place, or I know my risk is 1% maximum. It's no more than that. You know what I mean?
So
hello, Raphael.
Hi, Santiago.
Yeah, I think one of the things maybe you need to start paying attention to is seeing what kind of swing is the market doing. If you just putting stops on a 5-minute swing or a 1-minute swing, and the market is in the process of moving up on the bigger swing, like a 15-minute swing. Once that 15-minute swing is over, and the market is doing a 15-minute swing, is gonna be a deeper retracement. So you have to know what swing you're playing, and if the market's getting ready to do a bigger swing in the opposite direction, that's gonna make a difference of either where your stop is gonna be, If you have you will need a larger stop, or you can loosen up your stops.
Right.
You have to kind of pay attention where how the market is swinging, because
Mhm.
you can get into a trade and the 1 hour is getting ready to swing. You expect a 1 hour to swing back 30 or 40 pips.
Right.
15-minute swing will easily swing back 30 or 40 pips. A 1 minute swing, it'll swing back 8-7 pips, 10 pips.
Mhm.
So you have to know what kind of swing you're in and adjust your stops accordingly. Hold on, guys. I'll be back. I'm sorry about
Yeah.
I was going to say is you seem to be more of a passive trader than an active trader. So
Mhm.
maybe you're moving to break even at 10 pips is not good. You should maybe make it 20 or 25 pips.
Right.
That way you're deeper into the trade before it moves to break even, so less of a chance for it to come and take you out.
Yeah. And most of the time that happened to me, I know how to place as a bigger stop loss, and I'm learning how to place a smaller stop loss. But when from my bigger stop loss, if I move it to my a smaller to a break even, he hasn't been a good experience for me. No, he took me out, and then he come to take my stop, and then he goes in my direction.
Yeah, I mean, the way we are playing it with 10 pips stop loss, the break even shouldn't be at 10 pips. Okay. Just put it, because you're doing a 1-to-1 at that point,
Right.
right? Maybe you move your break even at a 1-to-2 or a 1-to-3, so 20 pips or 30 pips.
Yeah.
That will avoid your what you had with the pound dollar yesterday.
Right.
Okay. Because you wouldn't have been taken out on your stop loss, the 10 pip stop loss, and you would have made your 100 pips.
Right.
I mean, can we take like the EuroCAD as an example now?
Yeah.
Mhm.
You predicted it like the direction was long,
Yeah.
but if you wait for that kind of retracement, you know that you can place your tight stop, because you waited patiently.
You're talking about this.
Not like this, or if it's it could take 20 minutes or 40 minutes to retrace back.
This
No.
on a 5-minute chart? No. It could
No,
go
but-
shooting right back.
Yeah, but I mean, you have to just wait to it to come down really, and try to, when it start to show in the direction that you're waiting for, instead to, like we do normally, we just see the up trend and we jump in anywhere up there.
Mhm.
And we always get stop out, So I
Yeah.
mean, you have to always wait and see the retracement, because if you predict that is a long trade, you have to just have patience to that discount you talk about.
Right. So you missed the big part. We looked at the 4-hour. I said, this is in a box.
Okay, yeah.
It was in the middle of the box. Okay. And we are anticipating it to go long. I mean,
Yeah.
this just changed from a blue to a red. But if you're going to do anticipate to go long, it's better for it to come to the lower part of the box before it goes, right?
Yeah.
The other thing is you have a 2-wall retracement, right? This one here, and this one is in the middle of a 2-wall retracement. Okay, it's doing a 1-wall up and then 2-wall finish the 2-wall. So what we were playing is a 1-wall retracement to the upside.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's the direction we were playing. Now, if you look at this and say, okay, I'm playing a retracement to the upside.
Yeah.
Here's my 1-ball on the 4-hour. Just finish the yellow ball. This yellow ball is going to take me up again, and we don't have an entry at that point. Okay, anywhere in here. right? There's no matching at all.
No, yeah.
So if you're playing the upside, remember I said that, these two have to match and then this has to give us a low of the session, right? Turn around, go back. Right now, it's trying to establish
Euro
a
New
low of the
Zealand,
session.
Euro New Zealand is in sync. Sorry to interrupt.
What's that?
Euro New Zealand is in sync. The other pair that we're looking
Where is it in sync?
in the 1 minute.
Come on. Oh, on the wrong one.
I'm buying.
It's not in sync yet
Yeah.
because it's still below
because
0 on the
because
5.
because you have the 10, the 15. I have the 10 for that reason.
Now it's getting in sync.
Okay.
Now, what is the stop loss here?
It's 18
17 pips. No, it's too rich for me.
to risk. Okay.
No, wait. And we'll wait for it to get in this area somewhere. That's my 10 pips. Let's say 8 pips here. Somewhere in here would be the premium, for me to get in.
Okay, I'm out for 2 pips. I'm not one. I want to play by the rules.
I mean, the rule is on the risk management here. I don't like spikes. Let's put it that way. This is a spike. This is a
Right.
spike. Slow and steady is better, like here. Was there news out or something? Spike
No.
like that?
Opening of the market in London.
Oh. Okay, that's gonna settle down anyway. How many would have taken a trade here?
I
This
took
one.
it. Took it. I took it for 2 pips. No 7.
What was your entry? Right here, somewhere?
Let me see. I'm going to drop it in my chart.
No, just give me a price where you entered.
Yes, I enter at 61.84.
Okay, so you entered over here,
Yeah,
and this stop loss was
right.
18 pips.
Right. And I close it for 2 pips. So
Okay.
Mm,
You would
yeah.
also already be in a negative
negative.
situation.
Yes.
This is the toughest part here. You want to get in, but everything's lined up. And I'm saying don't get in. And you can say, okay, fear of missing out. I'm going to miss on this trade.
You go to the 1 minute or not? You stay in the 5 minute.
Well, I'm going to stay on the 5 minute till it starts coming down. Then I go to the 1 minute.
Okay.
Because I've identified where my premium entry is, for my risk
Okay.
management.
That's good stuff. Okay. Good.
And I may miss this trade completely, where it had 2 spikes. Just don't like that.
Mm-hmm.
The market maker's playing on my emotions. Two ball moved, or
Okay.
it create a new two ball, right? Create a new two ball. Euro got strong. You're in the money. You were in the trade.
I'm
11
not.
pips. No, I'm saying if you were still in the trade, 11 pips.
Yeah.
Where would the 1 minute entry would have been? Same place. Yeah. But these changing of colors happen suddenly because of the spikes. If this broke structure, right? Went above this, it's going to come back and test this structure. Created a Oro block right here. It's going to come back over here and test it.
Could you go back to 1 minute, please? There is a retracement. Could you set stop loss there? Tighter stop loss?
Yeah. Yeah, you could have moved your stop loss.
Yeah. I mean, set the entry. No, okay, it's late. No, sorry. I thought the entry would be there, but
The entry is still
was
here.
earlier. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is where Raphael got in.
Yeah. Okay.
So if you had moved the stop loss, would have been like a 3 pip stop loss.
No, it
from here
didn't
to here.
help on the risk to reward.
Yeah.
As I was thinking.
But your initial risk to reward, your lot size would have been calculated on a 17 pip.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now we're making the high of the session, right? With that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could say this was the low of the session, but it didn't change till somewhere in here. These
Yeah.
colors. Right. So once it changed over here, I said, 18 pips, I'm not risking. That's why I said I could miss the trade, but these are like 3 spikes. And I personally don't like trading spikes. Spikes mean that it's going to come down. By the way, the spikes are called imbalance bars because it's an imbalance in price when it is spiked. And usually, and I don't know if you've heard of the 50% rule. So usually test the 50%, but it's going to come and test this high here.
Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Yeah. Alien.
Hi, Len.
Why didn't you guys look at pound yen?
On the end, the H3 and the H10 was not in sync at the time that we were looking.
Okay, I got you.
It may have gone into sync now, but we decided on looking at these 2 pairs only. And the pound just shot up at 3, right before 3 a.m. At that time, we were looking, it was flat. The 2 areas of test actually there and there. I know I'm making my charts busy, but I hope you understand what I'm doing.
That is the place you want the price to come back to, right?
No,
Before.
what I want to come back to is here.
Okay.
This is the high of the bar that I'm anticipating a test, and if it breaks that, then the next test is over here. And if it breaks that, then it's coming down here.
Okay.
In the meantime, the Euro NZD did a V formation. Went down and went back up. This changed to a blue somewhere in here, and now it's back to red. So it's playing on your emotions. And you say, okay, why didn't we take a short trade here? 15 pips or a long trade here. 15 pips. If I go to the 1 minute chart, oh, this is the 1 minute chart. 5 minute, look at the spikes. There's a long spike. Already tested this price. Tested the high, failed. We have a blue ball, didn't do a blue ball up here. So this 2 is going to get taken out at some point. It's turned out to be a bad pair, Eurocad. Let's just look at Euro Aussie just for kicks. Didn't do much better. And then the other thing was that it was an 18 pip stop loss in the pound yen. So I wouldn't have taken that entry anyway.
Gotcha.
Yellow ball.
So that means,
It's coming down.
okay.
But it's against H3 and H10. So this not probably won't get a trade in this.
So if that saddled up, would you take the trade, even though there was a 3 ball there?
Yes, but my anticipation would be that I have to be careful.
Okay.
Right, because of the 3-ball. Now, the 3-ball could be taken out, that's for sure. So, like I said, with the 2, when this was a 2-ball, if I took the trade, my stop loss would have been right below this, or have been taken out. That's a good thing I got taken out, right?
Yes.
8 pip stop loss versus panicking for 20 pip stop loss. I mean, stop. So to answer your question, yes, I would take the trade, but my stop loss would be really tight. It wouldn't be down here.
Okay.
So I'm really playing price structure with the 3-ball. I'm playing Russian roulette. This is how the balls help you, manage your account. Even though they are moving, they're movable objects. But you have to use them to the best of your capability to manage your account. And we talk about risk management, but risk management is basically account management. And when you're doing riskier trades, that's totally account management, not risk management. So this, what you just said would be a risky trade because you're going against a trend change indication. So you would have to manage your stop losses pretty, on a price structure, not on a pivot. Those are advanced techniques. I would get used to the system, the ups and downs of it. Like, what Rafael said, why did we take this trade? I had 2 spikes and then it changed, the H1. We would have been up here with an 18 pip stop loss. I'm not taking that risk, period. I don't care what it does. That's just my rule. But if you're trading the 4-hour and you got a 2-ball down here and you have an 18 pip stop loss, that may be acceptable to you. This is something that moves 100 pips, 120 pips. 10% is 12 pips, it's just above that. Now, Renata, if you're moving your stop loss based on the 1 minute, you're not trading a 4-hour chart. Okay, that's what Santiago was talking about, the swings, knowing which swing you're in. You got me? Renata?
Not quite. Can you see it again?
If you're, not that one, this one. If you're moving your stop loss based on the 1 minute chart,
yeah,
you're not in a 4-hour swing.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You're in a one minute swing.
Mm.
Okay, so your stop loss would have been moved from here to here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Once this got broken. So you would have locked in 9 pips, but you're playing this swing here, okay? You're not playing the 4-hour. Your stop losses are moving on the 1 minute.
Yeah.
So don't say, okay, I placed my stop loss and I'm going to happily wait for the 4-hour to play out.
Mm-hmm.
That's not going to work. If you're going to play the 4-hour, then you put your stop loss below this,
Mm-hmm. Okay.
over here.
Yeah.
So like a 20 pip stop loss. And then you wait for this to hit. That's like 150 pips away. So don't mix and match your stop loss swings and your time frames, thinking that your stop losses on a lower time frame going to hold for a higher time frame swing. you're looking at a faster move on the lower time frame and can swing all the way back, but not take it stop loss out of a larger time frame. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay.
So if you look at this properly, this is your reward zone right here. It can do anything it wants in here. This swing, right? Can go out halfway up, come back down. Go up, come down. Go up, come down. It can go up and down like this over here. Right? Right?
Yeah. Okay.
Since it's broke this low, the price is actually in a downswing. Right? You're playing the upswing on this based on this structure right here, this price structure. So a lot of people, when they do this, they will take a long here and put their profit target here, anticipating that it might test this. But not over here, thinking that it's going to break. It's going to be harder to break this swing than to take a profit somewhere in here. You'll see many times this is going to fail if you put your target up here. This is going to come here, go here, do a one ball swing, and then go up. Okay? That's the way it works. It's not going to go straight up. Overall, you're thinking that it's going to go up, but it's going to take its time. And this may take a couple of days, may take by the end of the day, who knows? I don't know if I'm making sense, but.
Yeah, we don't know so much about this nature. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you're playing the 4 hour. This is a 4 hour 2 ball, right?
Yeah.
So here's a 4 hour 2 ball. Here it comes straight down. This is a 5-minute chart, but let's do it on the 15. Did it come straight down? From 2 ball to 2 ball? Yes or no?
No.
No.
Or why are you anticipating this to go straight up?
Okay. Yeah.
You have a 2 ball here, it's going to retrace. See, this is a 15-minute yellow ball. It's on one retrace. It's going to do a bigger retrace and then go up, and then probably do multiple retraces in between.
Okay.
This is the price structure box on the 4 hour right here. 2 ball to 2 ball. We're still playing within the structure on a 15-minute chart. Everybody understand what I'm saying? No? Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
but yes.
Yeah.
Right? So one way to play this would be you got a 3 ball down here and you say, okay, where's my entry? Not there. Here's my entry, right on the 15-minute. It's right up here. But so it's a 1 ball. So not taking this. The next entry is somewhere in here. And this is too far away. 33 pips, right? So that's why you break it down to the lower time frames, 17 pips. And then you just let your stop loss sit over here. And then you just wait for a yellow ball. That's the longer term trade. That's the swing trade. Okay. In that case, you don't care. 2 ball forming, who cares? 1 ball forming, who cares? You're just waiting for the 3 ball to form. Right? But we're not swing traders. So we don't wait 3 ball to 3 ball, right? Like here. We don't do these trades. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We are trading smaller balls, 1 ball to 1 ball, 2 ball to 2 ball. Okay, that's really what we're doing as a day trader. So yesterday, here's your 3-ball, right? 2-ball on the 4-hour coming down, retrace on the 15-minute. This is what we would have played. Make sense? Make sense?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Now, if you move that down to the 1 minute and say, okay, where's my entry? My entry here could be only a couple bars off. So you take your entry here. And where's my exit? There's my exit, 3-ball. $56 pips. This is a 15-minute 3-ball. Go back to my 15-minute, 56 pips. Now I'm short, right? There are 3-ball up here, 4-hour 2-ball. I'm anticipating a short. See what I'm doing? Now I
Yeah.
look for my entry again. Where's my entry? Is this my entry? Is
No.
this my entry?
No,
My entry is over here. Right?
yes,
And where's my exit? My exit is all the way down here. This is a, remember this was a 3-ball on the 15-minute. So let's say we took the entry exit over here, 80 pips. So what I'm advocating basically is what I'm showing you. Okay. Does that make sense here? No, maybe. Okay, I got a 3-ball. Oh, my lines got taken out. Okay. So so that would have been one way to play it, right? From here, look for an entry. 7 pips, 3 pips, 5 pips, whatever, you got taken out. And you come here, 18 pips, not taking a trade, and you miss out on 30 pips and you're kicking yourself. Again, risk management dictated that don't take that trade. Now you're a 3-ball up here. The year of CAD. Oh, come on. What am I anticipating at this point? Where's my 4-hour? 4 hours, no ball. So what do I do with this trade?
Wait to repent on 4-hour.
You wait for all of these to turn to go short. Right here. Right? I mean, that on the 15 minutes, that's how you would play, but it's still not finished with your 1-ball retracement. Technically, what it would have been over here when you got your 3-ball, you're waiting for a long, right?
Yeah.
And you don't get an anticipation of a long till somewhere in here. Right? I mean, this won't change immediately, right? It has to do some ups and downs. You go to the 1 minute and say, where's my entry? Somewhere in here. And you'll be playing with the flipping and flopping. Right?
Hmm.
And if you took this trade from yellow ball to yellow ball, you were up 17 pips and came to break even, and then went up to 19 pips. I mean, that's the trade on the 15 minute. But the 4 hour is not giving you any indication where it wants to go. It's just going between channels. It's on a channel, really. That's why I said before we began that you have to make your decision. Do you want to trade a channel? A 4 hour channel, in this case, is 85 pips. But if you're in the middle of a channel, do you really want to take this trade? You would take it over here, you would take it over here, even this one ball. Over here, you would anticipate a good trade. Go down to the 15, just to get my bearings. Start to look for a long there. 1 minute. One minute, no trade. This is a trade you would miss. Because the H10 is not ready. Right? Everything's set up, but it didn't give you a signal. You understand what I did?
Yes.
By the time the H10 got ready, you were already on the 3 ball. So it was an after hours trade. Probably Deborah could have thought this. I was asleep at this point. For 25 pips. Since I don't trade this, I got a 15-minute. H4 is showing me nothing. So am I risking this trade? H4 is telling me there's nothing here, right? Nothing there. And I'm almost at the top of the channel. Am I risking this trade? Going short? Guys?
No.
I have one ball here. I don't have a one ball up here. Would I be going short?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
No, because I need a one ball up here to finish the retrace. I'm still long. That's what I'm looking for, is a long. So the 15-minute, my long shows up here. But my H10 is and the H3 are not ready. So the high somewhere in here will change. You go back to the 1 minute. I'm going in a little bit more detail than I thought I would, but okay, so where's my trade? I don't have a trade. Frustrating, isn't it? Maybe you miss out on
Yes.
14 pips. Woohoo. But this is what happens when you match a 4-hour trend to trade on the 15 or the 5 minute. You're anticipating a direction, but then you're trading as a day trader on the 15-5-1 in that direction. And your conditions are not there to take a trade. You don't take a trade. You don't pull the trigger just because you think, oh, I got a one ball here, it has to retrace. Now, that's a different mindset than if you're in a 3 ball to 3 ball swing trade. This is what I was saying about what kind of a trader are you? Okay, so for Rafael, he's looking for an H3, H10 sink right here. I don't know if you're awake at that point, but
No.
this is the trade, and then you're just waiting for the 3 ball. Like I said, yeah, there's no add-on as such. Maybe over here, no add-on. So you made 15 pips. Would you be willing to wait 15 pips? 137 bars on a, so that's 2 hours, 2.5 hours. If you have the patience, why not? And look at it now. Nothing. And you're still waiting for go long. Am I making sense of what I'm showing you guys, or are you lost completely? No feedback?
I know it. I understand that the 3 ball on 4 hours is 2 bar on 15 minutes, right?
No, this is a 2 ball on the 4 hour.
Okay.
I'm showing the 4 hour balls. This is a 2 hour. I mean 2 ball on the 4 hour. The 15 minute, the yellow ball underneath is the 15 minute yellow ball.
Okay.
So when you see a ball on the 4 hour, any ball,
Yeah.
doesn't
Yeah.
matter, right?
Yeah.
That is a yellow ball on the 15 minute. Okay.
Okay.
If I look at this over here, we are not in a trade, so everybody okay with what I'm doing, or do you want to just track your trades? Guys?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So we look at this, and I take this out. Okay, and I go to the 15 minute, this will be a yellow ball,
Yep.
yellow ball, right there. Okay,
Yep.
go back to the 4 hour. This will be a yellow ball. Right there.
Okay.
And you're wondering why the bar is over here, because you know it's got 16 bars on the 15 minute for a 4 hours. So anywhere in there would be a yellow ball. Now I can say this from here, right here. It's a 2 ball on the 4 hour, but a yellow ball on the 15. So let's see. 2 ball. Here's a 2 ball. And that's the swing
Okay. Yeah.
on the 4 hour. If you're playing it on the 15, you're going from this yellow ball to this yellow ball, but you have no entry. Right?
Mhm.
From this entry to this yellow ball, you have no entry. Oh, well, you do. Right here. Somewhere in here. And you made 92 pips. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you come in the next day, that's today, and say I got a 3 ball. I'm going short. So here's my entry. 27 pips. This is in the Asian session. Got it?
Yeah.
Now for the long trade, that's the 1 ball retrace. I'm not taking that. You got in here somewhere. 26 pips. Okay. I'm making it simple.
Yes.
For me,
You're playing a swing within a swing. Okay. You're playing a 15-minute swing within a 4 hours.
4 hours. Yeah.
Okay. And you take your entry on the 1. So I usually come into trade over here, right? And I know I'm looking for a long swing, right? Yellow ball here. So I go to the 1 minute. So where's my entry? Here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
What's my stop loss? 19 pips. That's too rich for me. This is not a trade. If I'm doing swing trading, I might take the 19 pips. and then make 30 pips out of it, which is what Raphael was doing. And you move your stop here, here, or here somewhere, and here, and then here. So you are stopped out over here. 24 pips. 24 pips with a 19 pip risk. Is that a good risk to reward ratio?
Yes.
It's not, right? So that's the reason I wouldn't have taken the trade. First of all, 19 pips stop loss on a 1 minute chart is way too much. Okay.
Mhm.
I've gone in detail with what we're looking, but really what we're looking for, and that's the science and the technique behind it. The easy part is to have these two match and then have everything matched and then have your risk management in place. I can't make it any simpler than that. But you have to know your 4 hour swing, where it is and where you're playing within it. If I take a short here, I'm going against a 4 hour swing, right?
Yes.
If I'm going against a 4 hour swing, am I anticipating a lot of pips? Yes, no, maybe.
Yes, it's logical.
I'm not anticipating too much, you know, I mean, yeah, it may come all the way down here first, 40 pips, 60, 50 pips. But I have to get a setup here. By the time I get a setup here, the price will probably be down here. We'll do a 1, 2, 3, and then boom. This is what Len was saying the other day. 1, 2, 3, boom. 1, 2, 3, boom. Right?
Yeah.
That's pure technical, right? 1, 2, 3, boom, and then you got taken out.
Do you always wait for the third?
Well, you're not
Correct-
always waiting
correction.
for the 1, 2, 3, right? I mean,
No.
here we didn't wait for the 1, 2, 3. We just took an entry.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
The main thing is to take your setups.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
The entry is here actually, but yeah, the main thing is to look for your setups. The 1, 2, 3 is a pure technical trade, right?
Mm.
Is your 1, 2, 3. It's outside your trading hours. Now here, the 1, 2, 3 didn't happen till here. So what about this trade? You're willing to mix this trade to take the 1, 2, 3?
No. Yeah.
Here's a 1, 2, 3. Now this you probably would have taken because you know you don't trade this piece here because of higher spreads. And you take this trade here. So the 1, 2, 3 helps define a structure, but it can be a deep 1, 2, 3, which will reduce your profits. Everybody understand what I said? No? Not getting much participation. But anyway, so here's a 1, 2, 3. This is a 4 hour 3 ball. Here's your trade. And if Raphael is trading, this is a trade here, 100 and some pips. If I'm trading, I'm out over here. Whatever pips I got here. And then I get pips over here. So for a day trader, it's my swing in the longer swing. My entry is over here somewhere. Don't get an entry. So this would have been a trade. But this would have been a trade. If I was in the Asian session, but European session. 18 pips. Took a little chip off the block. No trade here. No trade here for me. There's a short. There's the short. And notice by taking my trade here, I stayed out of this mark because these weren't lined up. And here's the long. Would have been a trade. A trade would have been up here somewhere. 11 pips.
So it's better if your 1, 2, 3 lines up with your higher time frame.
I'm sorry.
So it's better if your 1, 2, 3 lines up with your higher time frame or your overall
Yes.
direction.
If you look at it, here's a 1, 2, 3. Here's your trade, right? Then 1, 2, 3. And it didn't follow through, right? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Here's the trade long. So you still have your 1, 2, 3 structure. 1, 2, 3. Okay. This 1, 2, 3 was broken because this is higher than this. So you can play that structure on a lower time frame. So 1, 2, 3. Or you can take each of these balls because they're going to be yellow balls on the 15 and just play that. That's what I'm doing. I'm playing ball to ball on the 4 hour. Okay. Now, just so I know we gotten off track and we didn't take a trade today, and probably people are disappointed with that.
No, it's okay.
But here's the pound yen that Len was asking, right? So I have a 3 ball here on the 4 hour. What do I do with this trade? What is the first thing I do?
What the 15?
First thing is the 4 hour, right? The H10. Okay.
Yeah.
H10 turn blue. Then go to the 15. Okay, what do I have on the 15th? H10 turn blue here, somewhere in here. I'm coming in the European session, right? So here's my yellow ball. Here's my entry. Or I can go down to the 1 minute. And say, where's my entry? My entry was all the way here. Right, and I got taken out. That's a loss. 7 pip loss. I come in here. Here's my entry.
Your New Zealand setting.
I heard you say Saturday that you only take balls in the direction of the 10 hour. Is that correct?
Yes. So 10 hours blue, I'm taking this trade, right? Right?
Yeah.
I'm not taking this trade. Only taking longs. So the pound yen was sideways market. So it didn't provide good trades. See, sideways market. It's starting to turn around here. The H10 is good. Turn over here. If I'm in the Asian market, I have a good trade. But I'm not in the Asian. So here's my entry. The stop is 20 pips away. So if I do the 1 minute. One minute. There's my entry. Here's my stop. 6 pip stop. 30 pip trade. Now, everybody get what I'm doing. I know Len does, but you see how I'm quickly going through what I need to do and trade.
Now, what I have to choose if I'm going to stick to the 4-hour and the H10 color,
Mhm.
or if I'm going to stick to the H10 color and an H3 color. That's something that I have to think about it.
Yeah, so on the 1 minute, you got 1, 2, 3. This is your trend right here. Okay. This is the 5 minute, the 1 minute trade, the top 4, right? These need to be in sync. These are just telling you that you're sure to get a good trade because this is longer term trades, right? Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So if you're looking for the H10 color and the H3 don't match, but these 4 match, what do you do?
Take a long.
You take a trade, but
Yeah.
you don't expect too much.
Correct. Because until this changes, it's going to go sideways. Look at what happened. It changed. Obviously changed somewhere in here. But look at what happened to the price. Did he make any good pips?
No.
No.
As soon as it changed, look what happened.
How we are using the MACD OSMA on chart? Only for confirmation.
Here's the MACD OSMA changing directions.
Because
Just as the H3 is changing directions right here.
yes. Sometimes it matches with the move, but sometimes needs some time to have the correct color.
Correct. It probably changed over here. This was probably flat and white, and then it changed right around here somewhere in here. Okay, and you didn't get a trade till here, right?
Yes.
So it had time to change. It had these fluctuations for it to change color, right? Everything here synced up, and you got a trade. And this, like I said, is 7 pip stop loss. So 1 to 5 trade, 1 to 4 trade.
Is a must in order to push the button, the color of the MACD OSMA on chart, or if you are in sync at the histograms.
Histograms are the main. This is just to show you your trend.
Okay.
Right now, your momentum is still up, even though you have a yellow ball up here. And that's confirmed with this, right? That's why you're not taking a short trade. Okay?
Okay.
This is basically a longer term trend because this is a 1 hour OSMA. Okay, it's following this.
Because sometimes I'm hesitating to make, and I see that he is in sync, but I don't see the correct color at the OSMA on the chart, and I'm confused at that point. But now it is clear.
OSMA is the last thing. I mean, the MACD on the chart is the last thing that you look for confirmation. Confirmations are all down here.
Okay.
Your initial trend is set on the 4 hour, right? Your price trend. Where are you going with this, right? I mean, you're going long. You have 1 ball, now you're expecting a retrace, right? This is the yellow ball on the 15 minute, right there, right?
Right.
But are you ready for a retrace?
No.
not a trade at this point, right?
Yes.
This was a trade somewhere in here. Right? Because the red ball was telling you that's doing a move up. Surprise, it's the red ball here. 4 hour. Yeah, red ball, then turn to a yellow. This doesn't show up on the 15-minute. It's too close. But from this point on, you're looking for a long trade. Any point here, you're looking for long trades. You see what I'm saying? So your direction is set on the 4 hour, but you're going long. Now you're just waiting for your indicators to tell you to take a long trade. So you miss out on all this mess, right? There's no sink here.
Okay.
You do this and then you get a short, small trade here. Or if you're the swing trader like Raphael, then you take a loss, right? And then you take a long trade here. What I'm trying to emphasize is you look at the 4 hour for your price trend, where you want to go for your trade. And then you come down to the 5-minute or 15-minute, and you're waiting for the sink on the histos to see where you want to go. Okay.
Okay.
Now, just because you will notice, by the way, when they get into sync, you will be in the right trend. You just need to wait for the retraces to be over. Okay.
Yes.
So you're not taking trades in between. You just, as soon as you see a yellow ball, you say, okay, I'm looking for a long trade. Here's my long trade. Or you drop it down to the 1 minute and take a trade somewhere in here. And then you can stay in, you can get out, you have options. All depends on the type of trader you are. Make sense?
Yes.
Yep.
Let's go back to the Euro NZD.
So if we take an example of Euro Aussie on the 4 hour, sorry.
Euro Aussie, okay. Euro Aussie. I'm playing with the colors, man. Don't worry about the colors here.
Okay.
4 hours, yeah.
So now we have a long,
You have a 3 ball down here.
yeah.
What are you gonna do?
So in this case, I will try to get a sink for the long.
No, first thing you do is color on the H10.
Yeah.
Right on the 4 hour itself, right?
Yeah, okay.
And start to turn. I mean, it's not finished. The 4 hour bar is not finished, but you'll see whether it's blue or not.
Yeah.
Now what do you do?
Go to 15.
Okay.
Yeah. And I only go for long, but I wait for.
You already have a long trade right here. Blue, 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 blue.
Yeah.
But you don't have to wait on the 15, right? You can go down to the 1 minute chart to fine tune your entry.
Yeah.
Of course not. Come on, stupid. Stupid terminal. Anyway, so here's your entry right here.
Okay, yeah, but I'm thinking more like if I have missed all this trade, I have to wait to do.
Okay, you missed all of this, right?
Yeah.
You're coming in at the European session,
Yeah.
right? What are you looking for?
We're looking for long.
Okay.
N-
Would you
knowing
take
that
a
the
long here?
No, but just after the
No. You said no. Why wouldn't you take a long here?
I don't, we don't have the sink. Yeah.
Would you take a long here?
Yes.
Do you have any balls over here to tell you that you're in good position?
Oh, that's right. No, I don't have it.
So your entry is here.
After that ball. Yeah. Okay.
Now, when you do that entry, you have a 21 pip stop loss.
No, too much.
Okay. Now your next entry, there is no next entry. This is why we didn't take the trade. Raphael did, but I didn't, because my risk was too much.
Okay.
Okay. Now, if you look at a different one, let's take Euro Swiss. I'm just thinking of something at random here. Deciding not to cooperate right now. Okay. 4 hour. If I'm getting off topic, guys, let me know. Okay. Here's my 3 ball, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Is this blue?
Wait for H10. No.
Blue turned over here, right?
Yeah. Mm.
Now go to the 15. This is the Asian session. And I'm trying to go long. I have a 3 ball retracement, so I have to wait for that to finish. Here's my entry. Let's go to 1 minute. Let's go back here, 1 minute. Looking for an entry. Don't get an entry till here, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Stop loss 9 pips, which is good. And make 15 pips. Okay.
Okay.
Now. Where was my anticipation for this trade to go if I was taking a long-term trade?
When you get the H10.
38.2,
check.
right? Right there. There's 25 pips for an 8 pips, 9 pips stop loss. So it's a 1, 2, 3. Okay, I can do that. You don't have to do all this, but I'm just saying that if you're looking at a trade with a 9 pip stop loss, right?
Mhm.
You should at least expect 27 pips out of it or close to it. Okay.
All right.
And just simply to keep a 3-to-1 ratio. All right, that's the way I trade. I don't mean that's the way you have to trade. So 8 pips didn't give me my 27 pips. But I'm out at 18 pips. It's still a 2-to-1. I still made my pips. I'm out. I've got a 2 ball now on the 4 hour. Right?
The thing is that ball keep repainting too. How do you
Okay.
know?
I don't really care. I'm anticipating a short trend. Is it giving me a short trend?
No.
Okay, so I don't have to take a short trade. I have to wait for my signals. I don't. You saw a Euro NZD, right? The Euro NZD, the ball kept moving.
Mhm.
This ball went from here to here to here to here to here. Did I take any of these trades?
No.
I was anticipating a long trade, right? Down here. I didn't get a setup. I don't care what the balls do. It's just giving me an anticipation of the direction I want to go in.
Hmm.
Confirmed by my H3 and H10. If it's not confirmed down here, like this is trying to go short, is it trying to go short on my histograms?
No, not yet. No.
So, yeah, okay, this on the 15-minute is trying to go short. Whoop-de-doo. Right, this is the patience here. Same thing here. I'm looking for a long, right? This turned long here, this is where Raphael went in, but this is 17 pips. I'm not willing to take a 17 pip loss, stop loss. That's my risk management. If you're willing to take 17 pip stop loss, go for it. You know, I mean, you're managing your own money. So it doesn't matter what I say. 19 pip stop loss, 30 pips, not even a 2-to-1. I'm just teaching you how to manage your trade, right? I mean, risk tolerance is independent to each trader, right? You don't have to listen to me what the risk tolerance should be. You know full well how much you can tolerate, right? I'm just telling you that I don't want to take a high risk, which means a stop loss beyond 15 pips, I have a maximum. If it's 15.6, I'm not taking the trade. There is no wishy-washy thingy about 15 pips. It has to be 15 pips or less. Okay?
And I mean, it's logical because the 1 to 3, you are going to reach it easily.
Right.
In those
The lower
pairs.
my risk, the better
Right.
my reward is going to be.
Right. So if you have 5 pips stop loss, so and you are in a mover pair,
Correct.
you are going to get your 15 pips
Right.
easily, and you have 1 to 3 ratio.
Right. With this trade manager,
Mm-hmm.
depending on my stop loss, this is Raphael, thank you for that. My lot size is going to be commensurate. It's going to be higher based on my balance, right? I have put it on risk equity. If I get a five lot trade with a 5 pip stop loss, and I go to 15 pips, how much money am I making? Anyway, 5 lots, 5 full lots,
Wow.
15 pips.
Yeah, 15 pips.
We are trying to
100.
shoot for hundreds of pips. I'm talking about just 10 or 15 pips on
15
a,
pips with 5 lot size.
yeah,
Yeah, 5 lot size, $50.
750 pips. I mean, $750.
Yeah, right.
If we do that consistently on a day-to-day basis, finding the right trade to take.
Right.
Let's say we only trade 12 days a month. 12 times 750 is what, 9,000? Yeah, it's about $9,000. I'm sorry if you're not happy with $9,000 a month. This is the full view of what you're trying to accomplish.
Yes, completely. Yeah.
Yesterday, when I made my $700, I was using the trade manager. I had lots as high as 5 lots. I only made 10 pips in that last trade on the pound Aussie. Okay. I mean, the max from inception to trade was 10 pips at a break even of certain plots. I still made $400. Do you anticipate making 10 pips on $400?
No,
I mean, $400 on 10 pips.
that's great.
This has changed my point of view to monetary versus pips. So it calculates my lot size automatically. And I'm only going for 10 pip stop loss or 15 pip stop loss. And I can see the lot size difference between 10 and 15 pips. It's 4:15 and we haven't taken a trade. Are you guys pissed that we didn't take a trade?
No.
Are you saying that this is way too much monitoring? I just need to be in a trade and get away from the computer. What kind of, I'm not looking for any more trades. It's 4:15. It's going to be end of the European session pretty soon, 45 minutes. I don't anticipate a trade. But this is all trying to go short here on the price action. And it's trying to go long here. It's going to take a while for this to change short if it has to change short. So is there anything I've said here that's grating at you or is contrary to your belief?
That helps me a lot. Thank you, Raj. Yeah.
Sure. Anybody else?
Yeah, no, that's
No, it's clear.
clear.
We need,
Yeah.
we need to keep practicing.
So the next 3 days, right? Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
Mhm.
Look at the trades from that point of view
Right.
and see where you end up. You know, if you end up positive, negative, equal balance, whatever, neutral, and then go back over the trades and see. Yeah, it's hard to go back in the system where you don't see the flip flop unless you have the simulator. But go back and see, did your trades match? First of all, the 4-hour direction, the H10 direction, and then your entries. The 3 main points, right? Correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, I've gone over the 4-hour simply by going, if you take gold, for example, right? Everybody loves to trade gold. Here's your 4-hour. Here's your yellow ball. It's already blue here. I don't know what date that is, but go to the 15-minute. Oh, come on. Give me the time. Won't give me the data. Crap. Sorry, guys. Can't show you the. For whatever reason, I want to give you the data. All right, let's go to another one. Pick a pair, any pair. Which one would you like to see?
Pound dollar or pound
Pound
Aussie.
dollar.
Pound Aussie is good. Pound Aussie.
Okay, pound dollar. Let's just go from here. Okay, you got a 3-ball. Trying to go short. That's your first red on the H10, right?
Mhm.
I mean, you don't have to wait for the red to turn H10 on the 4-hour. You can just go to the 15 right from here. So here's your 3-ball on the 4-hour. H10 doesn't turn red till here. And this is your 1, 2, 3, right? Now the 1 is a 15-minute yellow ball, 2-ball, 2-ball. Okay, even though it's a yellow ball on the 4-hour, 3-ball on the 4-hour. Okay, so now here you are at the top of the Asian session. What are you looking at? You're looking at a blue here, which means the low of the session, right? But you're anticipating to go short, so you're looking for a high of the session, which comes over here, right? I mean, high of the day. And you get the high of the session at the same time. Correct?
Yes.
Drop it down to the 1 minute. And this trade's been going for a while. Is your entry over here? Yeah,
Yes.
the garden sink. And still flat, right? It's pretty close to your ball. Correct? This is your
Yeah.
anticipatory part. This was in the channel over here. Okay,
Okay.
even though it's been below zero for a while, but it's been flat, right?
Yeah.
Let's say you don't take it over there, so you take it over here. This was probably still green to answer Costas's question. This is still probably pointing up. So I'm not taking this into account. I'm looking down here for a sink.
Okay.
So let's just go to 5. Entries over here. Stop loss is 5 pips. By the end of the Asian session, I've made my 15. That's $750 right there. Now, you're coming in the European session. Here's your retrace, right? Here's your entry. No. No, we went through another retrace. Here's your entry.
Mhm.
Stop loss is 15 pips. And I make 15 pips. So this was probably a one lot trade for $150. Okay. This is a 1-to-1 trade.
Will you take this one?
Well, it's within 15 pips. I don't know where this is going to end, right?
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I can anticipate where it's going to end. So I can look at the 4-hour and I look at the support over here.
Hmm.
I can say that's probably where it's going to go. Right? Or maybe at the
Yeah.
top of this. I set it for 40 pips. So
Mhm.
that'll give me my almost 1 to 3. Right. So let's see. It's 2 wall, 1 wall. This is right on the 4-hour. Here. This is my anticipated target, right?
Hmm.
And I took my entry. I lose my space. Hate this. That's not the right entry. Took my entry over here. Did it hit my target? I hit my target with the next day. Right?
Hmm.
Now this is based on the 4-hour swing. So you have to anticipate a couple of days for it to hit. Now, in the meantime, what happened? Right? Let's just say I didn't take a trade. This is a trade here. Then I didn't trade the whole day, but it didn't hit my target. I'm back here in the Euro session. I say, okay, I don't have a trade. I can look for an add-on, is what I'm saying, but I don't get a trade. And here's my exit. So I waited 2 days. Oh, actually, my entry was here. Sorry. All right, this is where we took the entry with 15 pips. Let's just expand that. That was the entry. 10 pips. 3.5. So what? 1 to 3.5. Right?
EuroCAD is in sync at 5 minutes.
5 minutes. What do you mean?
EuroCAD.
Oh, yeah. What is this up here?
3 ball.
What are you going against it?
You want the 3 ball to be below.
I mean, that's the ideal, but I don't have a ball down here for me to say that this might turn into that ball, right?
Yes.
So it's not telling me there's retracing property. It's still within this crappy movement that it's been doing. So let's look at a higher time frame. 1 hour, 4 hour. See this?
Yes.
It's still in the middle of the box. There's no trend here. I'm anticipating to go long, yes, but it's not helping me at all to go long. See this 3 ball, that's too close. There's no swing. It's going sideways. There's a box within a box. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's formed a price structure within a price structure, which tells me it's consolidating. It's not going to do it. Make sense?
Yes.
So back to the pound dollar. So this would have been a 4-hour swing. My trade would probably ended over here. $30. I mean 30 pips. And then I would look for another trade. I'm looking for shorts. Then wait for a yellow ball. Happened here. Here's my entry. My target is still there, but 6 pips stop loss. 40 pips. So I made 60 pips already. Okay. Now go to the next day. Still haven't hit my target, overall target. Asian session. European session, no trade. So does that make sense what I just did?
Yes.
Yes, for me, yes.
Okay. I didn't get a trade on this day, but I've already made 60 pips. Am I going to be kicking myself for not trading? Not being able to get a trade here? Hello? Anybody there? Or talk to myself?
Yeah.
Okay, so Raphael's trade this morning. You went long, right, Raphael?
Yes, in pound dollar.
Right here somewhere,
Mhm.
correct? You went long here actually. It was a late entry. And then it went down. So let's just draw the line here. I'm just anticipating you went long here somewhere. Somewhere in here you went long, right?
Mhm.
Now let's look at the 4 hour. 4 hours saying long. Long, good. 5 minute. Take a long. Here's a 2 ball. I think even long here. So
Yeah.
you got a 2 ball right away.
Right.
My stop loss would be down here immediately.
Okay.
And this is what I was showing on Saturday. So stop loss is down here. And then I move it up here. 1 pip loss. I'm going to live with that, right? Then I have an anticipation to go along here. Here's my entry.
Mm.
Now this could be flip-flopping, right?
Right.
So you don't know whether that's the entry or not. So you basically don't have a trade if this was red. But let's say it wasn't red. 5 pips, 6 pips stop loss. Looking for 36 pips. No, 18 pips. Did he make you 18 pips?
Good trade.
Yes.
Here's the 18 pips right there. This is a 5-lot trade. I have a $25,000 account demo. It's a 5-lot trade. 18 pips is $900. Any comments?
Will you please go back to the 4 hour?
This one ball is over here.
Hmm.
Your 3 ball, 4 hour 3 ball was down here, I think. Or 2 ball.
Okay.
So during this time, this entire time, you're looking for longs. From here to here is long, from here to here is long. Now this ball can move, right? So
Yeah.
you're not going to go short till you get an H10 as red.
But that as long the H10 is the right color.
Yeah, then you're matching we're waiting for everything to match to take a trade.
Yeah.
Right now, there's no trade. At this moment.
Mhm.
Okay. Is that becoming clear for you? So what?
Yeah.
Yes.
If you're using the trade manager, which, depending on the size of your account, if I for 25,000, I'm getting a 5 lot. For 5,000, I'm getting 0.2, 1 lot, and then for $1,000, I'm getting 0.2 of a lot. It just scales down like that. But it still be higher than what you would be taking on your own. Okay. And when you take the trade on the trade manager, it shows your maximum lot size and all. Loss and maximum profit. That kind of thing based on your risk to rewards ratio that you set in your trade manager. But you manage your trade on your own. I think that will show that here. Yeah, right here. Shows you the profit of the current trade, all trades, and what your max loss will be. So it's all up here. So when you take your stop loss, it'll give you the lot size and it'll give you the max loss. Okay.
Mhm.
So it's a good tool. It's $100. And I have it on my real account as well as on my demo account. So you can do 10, it gives you 10 licenses. So you can put it on multiple platforms, on multiple accounts. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm training on a demo for this, but I myself have to get used to. I just put it on Sunday onto my charts. And when I looked at the trades yesterday, I said, dang, $700,
Mhm.
without sweating, because I knew, basically the system I showed you. That's what I was trading. I don't want to be a salesperson for these people, but it changed my perspective. Any questions? I know,
No.
Deborah, we kept you awake and didn't take a trade. So. Oh, she's gone. A lot of people left. Len left. Okay. For those of you who are here, any questions? I'm going to end the session pretty soon.
Okay.
We have to practice.
You have to practice, but you have to, excuse me, make notes of the process itself.
Yeah.
Okay. If you don't understand the process, you can practice all you want, but you won't get good results.
Mm.
So start on the 4-hour. Look at the direction, right? Like this is a 2-ball, and this is going, positive, right?
Mhm.
So you want to go long, and this is supporting you. Drop it to the 15. You don't have to drop it. You can go to the 5 directly. And on the template I put out there, I have the 4-hour balls on the 15-minute, 5-minute. You have the 2-ball, you're going long. Everything looks good here, right? Even the D2 is long. And you're just looking for a trade. And then I normally wait for a ball retracement. I don't get in the middle somewhere. That's told me the retracement is done, then I can get to a trade. This one didn't give me a trade because of the spike, but most of the times I'll get a trade. Now, this trade I wouldn't have taken. Oh, I would have taken here because the system matched, right?
Mm.
But if I got an additional confirmation of a retracement, that would be great. Okay.
How do you go from the 15 to 1 minute?
What do you mean?
I mean, when you identify the H4, and I mean, you have a direction, that ball, and you have the H10 showing that the direction is correct.
Yeah, here the direction was not set, right?
Yeah, and you see the H10, you have the
So
color.
here's your 2-ball on the 4-hour.
Yeah,
What is the H10 showing you?
H10 is still red, so you have to wait.
You have to wait.
Yeah.
So
There we have the,
here you get a 1-ball retracement
yeah,
on the 15-minute. 1 ball is over, but this probably didn't turn. The H1 didn't turn till about 3 bars later, till here.
Yeah.
Probably till here, because this is where Raphael went long. And this was a 17 pip stop loss. I didn't take the trade because of that. Those 17 pips, then 3 to 1 would mean 50 pips all the way up here, which means we're going to go past this all the way up here. for me to make more money. In a motion where it's going sideways, as you can see, right? Or is my or are my chances is going to break this resistance right here? This resistance was set by this. This wasn't there, obviously. I'm looking at this and I'm saying I have to break this resistance in order to get here. And then probably somewhere in here would be my target, right? For my 50 pips. So I look at the 15-minute. Yeah, that's a good resistance level, right?
Yeah.
So if you're doing technical trading, you're obviously looking at all this. If your entry is here, your target should be here. And you're saying, okay, that's the 30 pip target for a 17 pip or 20 pip stop loss. Is it worth it? It doesn't meet my trade parameters, so I didn't take the trade. That makes sense.
Yes.
Did it answer your question?
Yes. And so now in the right now you have the 15-minute chart.
Yes,
right?
I'm going to wait for a 3-ball.
Yeah. Okay.
Hopefully it won't take out the 2-ball here. And then it'll give me a good trade to go long.
To go long. Yeah. Okay.
Because this doesn't change color in it. This doesn't change color.
Yeah.
These are the slow and steady on the 5-minute, right? Or 15-minute. Even on the 5-minute, because it's going to take a while for these to change. But this changing that often here tells me I'm in the channel.
Because it's not in sync.
Well, it's in the channel because it's changing so often. This is a steady eddy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Again, this flipping means your trend is not certain. It was short all the way here, and look what the price was doing. This is all channel right here. This steady eddy.
Yeah.
Steady. Steady. So if it's flip-flopping all over the place, like it was doing today, right? Blue to red, blue to red, blue to red. You can see from the price action, you have a very strong resistance point. If you had taken the Asian trade, you would have made money, right? Right here. And this trade, 10 pip stop loss. No, 7 pip, 8 pip stop loss. And you made 30 pips, that's a 1 to 4. Now the in sync with the 3-ball here, is in sync with the 4-hour 3-ball. I look at the 4-hour, 2-ball. Everything was in sync, in direction. And 1, 2, 3. Why wouldn't I go short here? Because everything lined up over here. I got 1 confirmation, 2 confirmation, 3 confirmations, 4 confirmations. And if you want 5, then this is a red bar, and 6, the Oz one, the MACD. Am I feeling uncertain about my trade?
Not in that case.
But that's the point, right? I mean, you're trying to get to a point where you're even if 5 or 6 match, you're more certain of your trade than if you were just following your price analysis, your balls or whatever. Because the balls keep moving, like you said. But once the ball is shown and this is matching, this is not going to get taken out. Might still, but it's rare. I'm actually anticipating this 3 ball to be taken out because of this H10 and H3 still being blue. This Formula 1 ball here could be a good thing to give me a long trade. Yeah, we just need to have a low of the session. Or a saddle.
Yeah.
And that'll give us a long entry. Because this ball is not set. It's just giving you an indication, anticipation. Okay.
Okay.
Any other questions before I finish this?
No, it's okay. Thank you very much, Reggie.
All right, guys.
Thank you.
See you tomorrow in
Yes.
Rafael's session.
Yeah, thank you.